What's up, everybody? The stream is just about to start here, and we are about to go live. Hang on, everybody. We got Jonah on the screen, but we just don't have the camera just up on myself just yet. What's up, Nicholas? Welcome, everybody that's joining in. Are you excited for today? Because there's so much that I do want to share with you guys. It's this little guy's birthday today. And let me just get this camera up and going here. We should be up momentarily. All right. So there's a lot to talk about for NVIDIA, AMD, and we also have Intel. And just trying to get that video up. There we go. Video feeds finally up here. We got Jonah there. All right, perfect. So, Bam guys, there's a lot to talk about here. First off, the most important thing about today is that it's Jonah's birthday. Make sure you wish him a happy birthday. He is now officially 13 years old. He has some arthritis he is dealing with, but he's doing a lot better since he visited the vet last week. Right now, you're probably wondering why he's wearing that blue donut. He likes to have a habit of licking his feet. So that he has to wear that to prevent him from licking his feet because he just has that type of issue. Not really allergy related or anything like that, but unfortunately he has to wear that. But he is pretty comfortable in it as he uses it practically as a pillow anyway. So what this stream is going to be about is about NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel, about how they are ramping up the competition. But first and foremost, I do have to mention everything about the AMD side first. And with AMD, there is some breaking news about how they are having some problems with shipments. Unfortunately, there won't be, not really shipment problems, but more pricing problems, I should say. And with the pricing issue, they're unable to drop any pricing for the RX 9070s. At least for another 2 months, unfortunately. So anybody who is excited or trying to purchase a RX 9070 XT has to either withhold that price or just wait a couple more months before the pricing goes back down. Hopefully it goes back down to more of a normal pricing towards just like the Sapphire Nitro Plus that was at about $930. But usually it should be around more closer to the 760 to the 770 range. What's up, Stella? Oh, I'm glad. Thank you for joining in. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys that are coming in. I do have to mention also with the NVIDIA's firmware. And with NVIDIA's firmware, they have a lot of issues as well currently with their new one, which is the 576. I think it's 57628 or something like that. But it is a current update that they just pushed out a couple days ago. So if you like to play games such as Monster Hunter's Wilds, or if you like to play games as another game, Cyberpunk 2077, there's issues when you are taking a photo mode in path tracing. If you're trying to do that, it'll end up bugging out and freezing up. So if you do want to enjoy those games, the best thing I can personally recommend is go back to the March update. It'll be like 572 something, but it'll be the March update for NVIDIA. And that driver is the most stable for the 50 series specifically. For any other users such as the 20, 30, or 40 series, more than likely, they're not going to run into those type of issues. So you could try to push for the newer update. More than likely, it should eliminate that whole black screen where it just suddenly shuts off while you're doing a driver update, because there was a lot of complaints about that. And with this new driver update, it's supposed to prevent that. So hopefully that will certainly fix that issue. Also, on a side note, Intel is also ramping up their competition, which is exciting. So we are looking forward to that. Reason why we need this competition is because we need something more serious, such as Intel coming in with their new GPU Sparkle. They denied the allegations first off, saying that this doesn't exist quite yet, but there is some conclusive evidence that there is one. They just don't say exactly what it's for yet. Apparently, this GPU can push out up to 24 gigabytes of VRAM, but of not G7 or G6X. It's going to be a G6. The best part is that it's going to be part of the Battlemage series more than likely, and that whole line of GPUs from Intel are excellent, and hopefully they keep continuing that push that way. So, what's up, Julian X Edits? Welcome in. Also, with Joda's birthday here, we do have some cakes that I did actually make them. They're actually peanut butter, banana, and they're, what else? Just peanut butter and banana, really. And he has like 3 cupcakes, but he also has to watch his weight and everything too, because of his arthritis. Apparently the doctor says he needs to lose like 5 more pounds. Then he should be a little bit more comfortable with himself. But he's been doing a lot better after his Librela shots, and he's been doing better from his allergy shot he also got too. He also is supposed to take a bath later today, so unfortunately on his birthday he also has to get a fresh cut in a bath. Also, going back to the PC side of things, if you guys have any questions, or you guys want any tips, or if you have any build questions, or if you're running into any PC issues, feel free to ask. Recently, I posted up a video based on monitor updates, and somebody had asked me if it's possible to update a monitor if you don't have a PC, and it's certainly possible. Most monitors now, they have USB. Some monitors, you may not know they have USB. A lot of them, they hide the port, because it's actually more of a service port for USB. And those ports are typically for firmware updates. Usually LG has them. ASUS has the USB ports. MSI usually has them. Hang on real quick, guys. Now the lighting just went out. I think the lighting was on a timer. I have to turn that off. But anyway, it certainly is upgrade. It is certainly possible to update firmware in that sense. So if you have a monitor that has, say, like HDR issues, or what's up with this light? And let me just grab this roll. Perfect. Nothing like streaming issues, right? All right, there we go. And let me see if I can get it to stop from turning off here. All right, so if you guys have any questions about any PC or tech related stuff, feel free to ask. If you got questions about Jonah, feel free to ask as well, as it is his birthday. And with his birthday, again, if you're curious about how old he is, he just turned 13 years old, and he is the channel's mascot. So make sure you check out the different hats and the different tees. That's also in the merch shop if you are interested in it. And we even have stickers and mugs as well. So definitely check it out, and definitely give him some support and love, of course. And I'm excited to share the whole cake that he actually has. Now, I didn't bake him like a big cake. It's more like of a cupcake that I made him, because, again, it's something I have to watch. Make sure he doesn't gain any extra weight. So he's been pretty good on that part so far, and I had to kind of control more of his serving size now. So it's So it's pretty funny that now it's like I can't give him the treats that I used to give him after every walk. Happy birthday, Jonah. He doesn't care. He's probably sleep. He looks like he's falling asleep. But I'm sure he's going to appreciate it. I'll definitely feed the cake so you guys can see him eat it up. I'll feed him probably like in about 10 more minutes. And I gotta let my wife know because I know she wants to see it too. Like seeing him eat his cake. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing a dog eat cake. Anyway, going back to the whole PC side of things too. The good news is that it's kind of weird how this is going, I gotta say first off. Because you have NVIDIA and you have AMD. Now, the pricing is kind of opposite here. You have NVIDIA that is dropping price in France so far. With France and with Germany, it's gone down as much as 550 euros, I believe, as it was originally for 669 euros in both France and Germany. So it faced quite the significant price drop. And also on other products as well, Intel is also dropping some of their prices, and they're offering 2 games also with their processors. So if you want to go ahead and do a Intel build, you can certainly do so. Or if you're more of an AMD guy, they do have sales on the 9000 series, but not the X3Ds. So if you want to get a 9600X or 9700X, they are also on sale, even up to the 9950X. I think the 9950X is around $550. So it's a big price reduction from what it was originally at the mark price of $650. Happy birthday, Jonah. He's just excited, just lying there. And he's at peace, sleeping next to the RGBs. As always, I'll show you exactly what I mean here. He likes to always sleep next to the streaming PC here. He looks a little bit disturbed there, right? But also when it comes to the whole PC side of things, there's also something else I want to share. It seems that AMD is also choosing to go to the 16 gigabyte route as well when it comes to their RX 5060, not 5060, 9060s. And it's not going to be on the standard 9060. They're still choosing to go 8 gigabytes on that VRAM, but on the 9060s XT, they are looking to go full 16 gigabytes there. A lot of the information will be revealed in Computex coming up. It's going to be in several weeks now. Personally, I wish I was able to go this year. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it over to Computex. But I will certainly cover everything that I do find out that is going to happen over in Computex, because there's going to be a lot revealed, especially on the AMD front. I don't really expect a lot from the NVIDIA side, but I do expect mostly from AMD and Intel. We'll hear a lot more because Intel is trying to ramp up their competition more on their CPU market first off, I would say, and then they're going to maybe mention something about the GPU side, but only time will tell when that actually happens. And with the NVIDIA side, they're not going to mention anything about the supers just yet, but I can say, though, more than likely, we'll see the supers before GTA 6, unfortunately, because Take-Two did make the announcement yesterday saying that this game will not be released until Q2 of 2026. So it's a bit unfortunate for everybody out there who was excited and waiting for GTA 6 to be unveiled, as they promised that it was supposed to be revealed within later this year. All they mentioned is that there is going to be a trailer upcoming in May. It's going to be on May 24th, I believe, that this trailer will be released. And when this trailer does come out, it will give us a good indication of where they are on the game. And hopefully, us PC gamers who are waiting for GTA 6 to come out and be released on PC doesn't also get delayed for another year. Because then for us, that's like waiting another 2 years just to play GTA 6. But from what the schedule is going to look like, More than likely, we'll probably see GTA 6 release on 26 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and then for PC in 2027, and then for next-gen consoles in 2028, because it's almost like the same cycle that they pulled off with GTA 5. In fact, even with GTA 5, they actually released both on the PS3 and Xbox 360, I think it was. Yeah, PS3 and Xbox 360. Then they released it on Xbox One, and then PS4, and then they finally released it to PC. So they waited for like another 2 years before even releasing it on PC. But for some reason, it seemed a lot quicker than that, because I just remember I didn't really complete the game of GTA 5 on what was it, on PlayStation 3? Was it? No, I think I had it on Xbox. I didn't really compete it on there, so I just ended up getting it for PC and then beating the game on there. So so Alexander says, I'm a B18 before GTA 6. What's up, Smitty? It's good to see you in here. I'm glad that you joined in. Yeah, Amazon is raising the prices. Bezos, Zuck, and Elon better start building those factories in the U.S. Absolutely. Let me connect you guys into this part of the chat at least. There we go. Now you guys will be popping up, because you guys are on one side of the chat on YouTube, and then it's not popping up on the full video chat at least. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. We'll actually see the supers before then. We'll see a 5080 super be released prior to GTA 6, which is pretty crazy. And that's supposed to be like a really good card. It's supposed to be up to 24 gigabytes of G7. With the clock speeds and the memory speeds, when it comes to, not memory speeds, but to the memory clock and the clock speeds of the GPU, more than likely we'll probably see something similar or even quicker, especially if it's coming from an AIB. And then for the RTX 5070 Ti, which should be coming around the same time as the 5080, not Ti, but the 5070 Ti Super, when that does get released, it should have up to 20 gigabytes of VRAM, which is quite the. It's going to be one of the better cards to get, and definitely should not be anywhere close to the pricing of a RTX 5090. With the 5090, more than likely, it's still going to be a standalone product, similar to what they did with the 4090. The only product that they really pushed it out for was when they did the whole RTX 3090, and they did come out with a 3090 Ti, but it seems like that was the last of it. But it all depends. Do you think NVIDIA will try to capitalize on that? Do you think NVIDIA would try to push out a RTX 5090? Let me know what you guys think of like a 5090 Super or a 5090 Ti. I mean, how much more can you make it? Unless they're going to market around the same price like what they did with the 3090, and then they just dropped down the price of the 3090 and kept the 3090 Ti at the same price of where the 3090 was. So that's definitely a possibility. So I'm going to be 18. Yo, I got some news. Older AMD GPUs are having update problems. Really? So from which AMD GPUs are having update problems? Is it anything under the 9000 series? Everything that's like the 7000 series and under, it could be having different problems. So if that's the case, I would love to know about it, because I could see that being a big issue. Is it just like something to do with the firmware? Not the firmware. Is it something to do with the driver, to where it's not allowing to be in the GPU, where it's similar to like NVIDIA, where it was kind of shutting off the monitor? Let me know, because I would love to know. And let me check on my news feed here. 2019 or older. So, okay. So that's interesting. I wonder what the case is for that. I know Intel has pushed out a new driver recently within, what was it, yesterday? No, in fact, today I think they're going to push it out. Intel is going to push out a new driver today, actually, the Intel Arc. Let me see if I can find some more info on that driver real quick, just to get a good insight or a good idea of what's going on that side of it, because that's quite interesting, as AMD has actually been really solid for this year. For out of all the manufacturers, I have to say AMD has certainly been the better one to go for. It has to do something with DirectX 12 compatibility. So we're going to look this up real quick just to get a good indication. I'm sure I'll find it real quick. So let's see. AMD. We will find it. I'm surprised they didn't publish it on this news feed here. And oh, okay. Let's see. AMD driver update issues. Huh. The latest, and I don't quite see anything on it. It must be on the... It must have just recently just started. I don't see anything based on that. Nothing on the AMD side, at least. Not yet. But yeah, certainly share it with me. Send it over to Discord, Alex. If you would like to talk about it, I could share your voice over onto the chat. So that way you can mention it if you'd like, where you could just type your thoughts about it, about what this issue is. Apparently I can't quite find it, or even send the link in, because I'm pretty curious about it. What I can say is, I know they're coming out with different styles of GPUs. They are coming out with a Doom Edition, ASUS's. They're coming out with a RTX 5080, and if you purchase any of the 50 series cards now, one of the best things about purchasing a 50 series card, not saying that it's the greatest generation, but if you did choose to get the 50 series card, then it does come with Doom Dark Ages. So it does come with the game Doom Dark Ages if you do want to get that GPU. And when it comes to... And ASUS has that special art as well with the RTX 5080. So you can imagine that's going to be very hard to get. And it's an awesome looking card, really. And ASUS is also coming out with something with the RX 9070, actually, with the GRE edition. And that's going to be later this year. They're going to call it the Megalodon edition. And it's supposed to just have a design. And it looks really nice, too. I'm going to share it with you guys real quick here. Let's see. The Megalodon edition card looks pretty sick. And it looks just like this. Just gonna share it with you guys here. There we go. I know on the... There it is. Looks something just like that. Very subtle, but it looks really nice. It has 3 display ports. And more than likely, this is like an indication of where it's going to be. This one's just like an older version of it. So it's just like giving you an idea of how it would look. But it's supposed to look more like this here. So I would imagine it's probably going to look very similar to this. I also had the same... Oh, you do have the same issue on your RX 580. Okay, I'll definitely reach out to... I'll try to reach out and ask AMD and see if I can get any information on that. I'm just curious. I don't really see anything on the internet about it. If you guys also have the same issues with older AMD drivers, please share and let me know, because I would really like to know if that's going to, if there is a problem with it. And let me go back here. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah, that there is an issue with it. And I would love to take a look into it, because the thing is, NVIDIA has been really rough recently with their drivers. AMD has been actually really good this year. So for them to kind of mess up their streak, I'm really curious to see how that's going to be. But we'll find out if this is the case, or maybe it's just a single issue. But yeah, feel free to send in the link, Alex, because I will definitely take a look into it, and I'll reach out to someone in the AMD and try to get some answers on that. Another good thing that's happening too is AMD and Intel are supposed to be pushing out processors, but AMD is not going to push out like anything new on the more at the desktop side, except that they are coming out with APUs. So if you're looking for their APUs, like the 9000 Gs, they're supposed to release those. Similar to what they had with last year with the 8000G processors, where it was even able to run without a GPU, and you can also play games such as even like Starfield. So something more similar along to the lines, just to give you an idea, if you're looking for more of a processor like that, it would be something like the ASUS ROG Ally back there, because that's practically like an APU. So it's just running off of there, so it's running onboard graphics and onboard CPU, so you're able to enjoy your games. It's also a great idea for those who are trying to build a PC and doesn't have the budget to purchase a GPU and just wants to get a motherboard and get a APU, because then that will actually save you a lot more money too if you're trying to do some sort of PC build. And also, if you're worried if you do decide to get a GPU in the future, you can certainly disable the graphics on the processor and then go off of the GPU, and that wouldn't be an issue. And it would also be on a different port, as if it's on the APU, it would be just on the back of the motherboard side. Now, they're supposed to release the 9000G in Computex, and they're supposed to also bring out Shimada's Peak, which is going to be their new Threadripper 9000 series. This one's more aimed for creative professionals, so if you're into video editing and photo editing, or if you do a lot of 3D design work, this processor is supposed to eat through all of that with no issues. More than likely, this new processor will go through 8K with no issue, and more than likely it could probably be even touching even up to probably like 12K, I would imagine, just because of the pure power when it comes from Threadrippers, and they are very expensive on top of it. They're like $8,000 processors. But they're supposed to announce that, and Intel is supposed to come out with a new processor, and it's going to be completely refreshed. It's not going to be based on the Z890 side, which is going to be the LGA 1851, which was their new motherboard design, which was different from the 790s and the Z690s as well. So the Z890 is just practically like their standalone project, and not really not project, but more like product that they have already out, since it is out. It's going to be that this product is practically going to last throughout the year, and then once October comes around, because typically that's when Intel comes out with their processors, that's when they will release their new chipset, which is going to be based on I think it's Panther Lake now. So that they are working on Panther Lake, which is on a 18A chipset, which is not 18A chipset, but 18A die. So where it can be very competitive, close to the 2nm nodes and the 5nm nodes. So, but again, it's closer to the 5nm node side, and I would love to see exactly what this processor can do, because again, another alleged game changer from Intel, but only time will tell to see if it really is a game changer. And I really hope that Intel does well, because it would be nice to have a little bit more competition. If there is, that will also help with the whole pricing. And it's the same when it comes to the whole GPU side. Now, I have a fun question for everybody out there, and I would love to know your thoughts on this as well. And my question is, does the whole GTA 6 being delayed into next year, into 2026, does that affect your ability to does that really affect your mindset on purchasing GTA 6? As they promised that they were going to, well, not really promised, but as they kept claiming that it was going to come out of 2025 of Q3, allegedly October. And because of what they did with Borderlands 4, it really made it seem like October was going to be their release date. But what are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments or let me know in the chat. And I'm just really curious what your guys' thoughts about that is. Do you think that they are thinking about the pricing side of it as well, or is there more bugs you think that they are kinking out when it comes to GTA 6? Because it's just their timing for just saying this like just yesterday, especially that it's getting so much more closer to October. You would think that they should have said something way earlier. But do you think this will affect their sales? Does this affect your decision on getting GTA 6? Let me know in the chat about it, because I would love to know what you think of it. And it looks like Jonah walked away, but he'll be right back when we offer his cake here. Actually, let's get his cake and everything, because I know my wife has to come in and see. I'll let her know now. Going to... Alright, so I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab his cake real quick. Just hang in there. Alright, let's see. Be right back, fellas. All right, I'm back. I could answer your question, SRCK it. So your question is having two decoders good? And if you have two decoders good for 5080 for Apex, meaning are you trying to stream it? Is that like your question? You're trying to stream it and you're trying to do something like in that side of it? Because that's perfectly fine. There shouldn't be any issues with the 5080, without a doubt. So I can say that it's not bad. You can certainly do it. With most GPUs, you shouldn't have an issue with it. You shouldn't have any problems when it comes to decoding. The only time you'll run into issues say if you are streaming, is if you're trying to run a different software at the same time, then you may run into decoding issues. That's when you would need either another GPU, or you would have to use the decoder off of the CPU. If you have a built-in integrated graphics in your processor, then you can go off of that. So you could do that as well. But going off of 5080, you shouldn't have any issues. I could just see it just working as a regular stream with no issues. Or if you're running off of another PC, you can certainly do it as well. You don't really need too much of a decoder if you're going off of another like HDMI, just say, like a direct port, or if you're just going off of networking. But without further ado, we will give Jonah his cake here, since I called him in here. This is how his cakes are looking right here. This is just straight peanut butter and banana, so it's nothing crazy. There's actually no oil or anything like that except from the peanut butter, the natural oil. If you do plan to make a cake for your dog, just make sure it's natural peanut butter. You can't have any of those extra crap in there. Usually it should just say peanuts and salt. We'll just have that on there. And that's how you know you got some good peanut butter, because you want to make sure he's eating something that's more natural and not the stuff that us humans eat with all the chemicals and everything in there. But this is how it came out here. And you can see him looking at it, right? He is excited for it. So, happy birthday, Jonah. Open up right there. Came right off. Not too bad. Yeah, no GIF, exactly. You can't give a dog GIF. They will freak out over it. Let me take this off of him, his donut. There you go. And there you go. Right there. Happy birthday, Jonah. Oh. You can see he's trying to run away from the camera there. But there you go. That's like his first real treat he hasn't had in a while, because again, he's been like watching his diet. So for him to have this is like an actual real treat for him. So I'm glad he's getting to enjoy something like this on his birthday. Hopefully he has many years ahead of him. And I don't know if I should give him another cake at this time. Happy birthday, Jonah. And for you guys just coming in, if you're wondering about his cake, it looks just like this. He already ate one of them. I don't want to overfeed him, because I guarantee you, if this was on the floor, he would definitely eat all of the cake for sure. All right, Jonah? Let's put that donut on you again. Don't want you to start going crazy on your paws. He's still going after the plate, even though there's nothing in there. There we go. So, yeah, I gotta say, like, with this whole GTA 6, it has certainly been disappointing. The crazy part, you know what's even another game has been really long for it to be released is Elder Scrolls 6. They talked about this at first, I think, in 2018. And wouldn't it be something if they both came out around the same time, like where they both came out with Elder Scrolls 6 and that they came out with GTA 6? Because I don't know what the deal is with them, with delaying a game such as this, but they certainly have to perform. I've discussed it with a couple other people, and they feel the same way, that they have to do something great when it comes out with the game. And the real question is, say GTA 6 comes out, would you purchase it for $100? Because now the standard price, if you guys don't know, now the standard price of any game now, specifically in the holiday season, it's not going to happen right away. So there is some time or some leeway that all games will be $80 after the holidays, USD, and that no matter which title. And Microsoft announced this. So I'm wondering if it's also going to be the same as PlayStation, if they're going to go the same route. And we already seen it from Nintendo when it came to Mario Kart Worlds, but that was the only title that we seen it from. So we'll see if Nintendo also continues to push that price range if they decide to. But what are your guys' thoughts about that, especially on a product that's not really physical? It seems that most of these games now are going more digital, even on consoles. Because at least before, when you purchased a console game, you would just put the game in, whether if it was some sort of, if it was an optical disc, or if it was on a cartridge like Nintendo's. But now it seems like even Nintendo's is you have to download what's in the cartridge. Now, I know it's not really completely new that they do that, but it's kind of depressing on that side. Counter-Strike, yes. Oh yeah, he would definitely demolish those cakes. GTA 6 will most likely be $100. And that's what I'm feeling too. I have a very good feeling. I'll let you pass, Janet. I have a very good indication that GTA 6 will... Okay, he changes his mind. I have a good feeling that it's going to be that $100 mark. And there's supposed to be a lot of game changers in it. And apparently when it comes to GTA 6, there's supposed to be a real, almost like a real currency. The currency that you earn in the game somehow will translate in using it in real life. Not sure exactly how that's going to work. Maybe it's within the social network of people. Like if they play GTA 6, maybe you can buy something off of them. Maybe I could see that possible. Like almost like cryptocurrency, but on a GTA 6 level. So apparently you can use it. You can use the money that you earn in GTA 6 in real life. And so it's claimed. But we'll see how that's going to go, and I'm really curious how it would work, because I can't see you going to your local store and trying to use GTA 6 money, because that would be hilarious. I can't even afford a PS5, not even factoring in GTA 6. And that's the thing. More than likely, you'll probably see PS6 with a GTA 6 package. I wouldn't be surprised if that is coming anytime soon, because to really think about it, PS5 has been out for a little while as it is now, especially that they already have PS5 Pro that came out last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if within the next year, what is it, 26, they're definitely going to have new consoles in 27. I can say that for certain. 26 is kind of short, but I don't see them. I really don't see them. I just see them really trying to take advantage of trying to make the most money out of a situation like this. So they know that if it comes out on current consoles, that whether you're getting a PC or whether you're getting a next generation console, they will assume that you will also purchase it for that. And that's really like the mastermind of it. And it's going to have to replace Grand Theft Auto Online. And what I'm curious about is, will all that account information also transfer over into GTA 6 in a way? Not completely, but not leveling or anything like that, but more so maybe some of the paid stuff that you had in GTA Online. It would make sense for it to transition to into another game, or do you think they're just going to capitalize on that as well? But GTA 6 is GTA. I'm just hoping that it's a great game. Hopefully there is no issues on day one. I don't want to hear any day one patching, because then why did we wait all the way till 2026 for it? Especially that they said they already gave us the date, what was it, almost 2 years ago, when they said it was going to come out in 2025 finally came. And again, there's nothing coming out in 25 from Rockstar. Instead, we got to wait until 2026. So, for those who are all coming in or just curious what I'm talking about, currently I'm just talking about GTA 6. I'm talking about the upcoming releases of the graphics cards that are supposed to be coming out soon, such as Intel's graphics cards allegedly maybe will pop up during Computex. AMD's 9060 should be coming up on Computex. Maybe other editions will come out, but again, some disappointing parts of AMD is that the pricing will not change, at least for the next couple months. NVIDIA, hopefully they kind of iron themselves out, because this year has been quite a mess. AMD's, personally to me, has been doing the best out of all of them, processor-wise and GPU-wise. Even though NVIDIA has the stronger graphical card, I'm not going to deny that their GPU is definitely stronger in that sense, but over an overall score, I gotta say it has to go to AMD. Now, is the 5070 Ti good enough for streaming and gaming? 1080p, 10200. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So SRCK Circ says is the so for the 5070 Ti, it's definitely going to be good enough for streaming. It will also be good for gaming. Now the 11700KF, that's definitely going to push it 1080p. Okay, so since it's 1080p, 240 hertz, more than likely you're good to go. Now, if you're going into, because you're using the 11700KF, you're still on the LGA 1200. That means so you're like still on the almost like 2 generations now, just about ago. So on that processor, you should be able to get away with it. Since it's only Apex Legends, it's not going to be highly demanding the game, especially for the specifications. So you can definitely do something like that. But I would suggest upgrading your processor if you could, maybe to the 11900 if you have a certain budget, because it would definitely play a lot smoother if you got 11900K, because it's going to have more cores in there. It's going to have 16. It should have 16 cores and 24 threads, I believe, for the i9 11900K, and it will work much better in that sense. 11700KF, that's kind of like really pushing it. You won't have problems playing Apex Legends, I'll tell you that. The real question is like, how will it do when it comes with the 11700KF? It'll work, but I don't know if you're going to really push 240 hertz. And if you're planning on streaming it, more than likely it's probably a better idea to kind of tune it down a little bit. I would recommend maybe down to like to 120, because most streams they won't be able to catch up to 240 hertz anyway, unless you're trying to, even like if you do it through Discord, it's also going to be the same way as well. But that's a great question. I would say you definitely can play it. You could stream it. Highly recommend upgrading to 11900K would be my answer, or 11900KF, either one, and you should be happy with your setup. You can test it out, see how the 5070 Ti does with just the 11700K, and see how if you're happy with that. If you feel like you want to get a little bit more performance multitasking wise, go to the 11900. I can't play 120 hertz. Do you have the 5070 Ti? Or which card do you have now? Is it? Because more than likely you should be able to definitely push it. Or do you have your monitor unlocked? Because just by meaning that, do you have the refresh rate changed? Like, did you go into your NVIDIA settings and change it to 240 hertz? Because sometimes I know if you get a new monitor, a lot of people will overlook it and forget it. But it's a good idea to go to your settings, your NVIDIA settings, and you should go to your G.Sync side. It should be in. It should be. I'll tell you exactly what it is. You would go into NVIDIA's control panel, and then when you go to their control panel here, you should see. It'll say change resolution, and then from here you can change your refresh rate. So you can change it to 240 hertz there, because you might have it set to 120 hertz and not know it from your prior monitor. So check that first. I would highly suggest that. So it will look something like this. I'll share this. Let me see here. It should look something more like this. Let me just get this screen shared for you. I got the 6700 XT FreeSync 240. Oh, okay. So the 6700 XT, it's a great card. The 6700 XT is a great card, but for it to reach 120 hertz, now let me just share this with you. When it comes to Apex Legends, the first thing you want to do is look up the requirements, right? And usually, so the requirements it recommends is at least i3 6300. So you're way past that. So you know you don't have issues with that. That's just the minimum. Now, if you go for the full maximum resolution here, I'm thinking it will certainly make it smoother. I'll tell you that. If you do switch over to a 5070 Ti, you'll certainly notice quite the difference. Even if you choose to stick with AMD, that's also good. If you go to the 9070 XT, you should be satisfied. And you're only running off of 1080p, so more than likely, if you go to either a 5070 Ti or a 9070 XT, either card, you shouldn't have any issues with 1080p. That shouldn't be any problem at all. So, yeah, if you're doing, are you planning to stream? Is it through OBS? Is it? Because if you stream through OBS, that can also help out too. Instead of going into the browser, because that's what I'm on now. Actually, is OBS. So. 5070 Ti got 1600 to for professional gaming. I'm hoping. I'm sure you can manage to pull it off. Yeah, so if you got the 5070 Ti, if you're trying to really up it, I would certainly recommend it. I would say definitely go up the GPU for sure. Your processor, again, will certainly be enough. Just on the gaming side. Now, if you're streaming it, that's when I recommend more cores, because technically you're multitasking, so you need something like the 11900. Okay, yeah. OBS is definitely the best way to go when it comes to it. Okay, so I'm just going to run a quick test here. And let me see here. One of the things I would recommend too, when you do get the card, when you do get the 5070 Ti, is just make sure to adjust the settings to your liking. Now, when you are gaming more professionally, you don't have to maximize all your graphics. You don't have to get the ultra high graphical settings. You don't need that. You can drop those settings, and that will also help boost up your frames, of course. So if you do, and you also won't really need ray tracing as much. You could even shut that off if you wanted to, and you should notice a significant improvement when it comes to the frames, especially in something like Apex Legends. But that's what I would highly recommend to do. Definitely go graphics card first. If you are more worried about the streaming side, then I would say then you get the CPU for it as well. I want that. It's funny. My wife just texted me that she wants to get a Doberman now, but now that you can imagine how big he would be. He would knock everything over, because the studio I'm in now is already small as it is. So let alone, but now he's just chilling over there in the back corner. I'll show you where he's at. Show you where the birthday boy is at. Right there. Make sure I got him on the screen. You guys can see him. Perfect. So I'm playing Sega Rally on PS3 now. Yeah. You know what's funny? Some of those Sega games are definitely throwbacks. Get a Staffy. You know, recently I've been playing a game. I was introduced to this by my friend here. What's it called? I have to look it up now. But it's pretty good, the game. Let me see. It is... Actually, I might find it on Discord here. Let me go on Discord, and I'll definitely find it. I think it's called Alliance. What is it? All I have to do is go here to my friends list. And let's see. Let's see where... Oh, you know what? I know how to find it. Oh, I don't have Steam on this PC. That's the problem. was it Allied? No, the finals. That's what I was playing. I just recently started playing the finals. That's a lot of fun. Have you guys tried the finals? That's been actually really good. It's almost like a mix of Halo and it's like a mix of like Halo, Battlefield, and more of like a tournament game. So it's more, but it's a lot of fun. Are you playing Arc Raiders, Chris? It looks good. No, I haven't played Arc Raiders, but I have been recently. I just got into the finals. It's a free game, so for anyone that wants to play it, yeah, I do play it. I can play with viewers as well. I could go into in-game. But maybe later today, I'll definitely go into it. We'll go into a game such as we'll choose. I'll let you guys pick whether we could go Monster Hunter Wilds or we go whatever game that you want to go in and check out. I'll run up the stats and everything too, especially for those who are curious about how the RTX 5090 runs. I will definitely share that with you guys too, because I know you guys are probably curious about that too. Recently, I've been working on it and I'm just about close to finishing up the review about the RTX 5090, and I really can't wait to share it because I can't wait to see what everybody thinks of what I have to say about it. Because again, I'm not sponsored by it. Any of these, not by Gigabyte. So I am going to tell you everything about this card, especially that this card's like a $3,000 card. So it's all this money, and hopefully, I know for anybody that's spending that kind of money is hoping that they'll get something really good, but especially if you're trying to get it for gaming or something, I'm telling you, you don't have to get a 5090. Go 5080, and then you can get more gaming accessories at least. Or go to something more like the 9070 if you're choosing to switch up. 9070 XT is really good. And I've been raving about this card. You just got to try it. It's really impressive. And, but Apex, I haven't. You know what's funny? I played Apex for a little bit, but I just couldn't get quite into it yet. Like when I played it, I played it for a little bit, but I just had to kind of get familiar with it. Maybe I just got to play it more, but I haven't played Apex too much. I've been playing more like the finals recently. I've been playing Monster Hunter's Wilds, and I've been playing a little bit of Call of Duty, and that's all because of a social thing, because it seems like everyone wants to play Call of Duty for some reason. And what else? I know there's another game. I haven't gotten Oblivion Remastered yet. That's another game I want to put on my list. That, and I heard Expedition 33 is really good. Claire's Expedition. Has anyone played that? Because I gotta know your opinions of it. Because I heard it's really good. Has Claire's Expedition 33 really been that great? Because I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts about that is. Because I would love to give it a shot. Because I'm a fan of... I think it's a turn-based RPG too, if I'm not mistaken. Because I heard that's... Let me know what you guys think of that game. Because I'm just curious. Also, Sega Rally Us. Sega Rally Us super hard. Oh yeah, it's super hard. I haven't played it. Let me see. Sega. I'll look it up right now, actually. Sega Rally. You haven't played that. I'll definitely give that a shot later for sure. So yeah, just let me know what you want to see on the stream. I'll definitely put it out. Also, if you enjoy the stream so far, make sure to give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe or follow. And again, make sure to wish Jonah a happy birthday. He's here. You ready, fellas? Well, he's not sleeping. I just went to go look at him. Maybe he was sleeping and he caught me looking at him. But make sure you wish him a happy birthday. Again, he is just turned 13 years old. I know he's not looking forward to his bath later. Don't play Rust. You know what's funny? Everybody, I know a few people who play Rust, and they're just like, they love it. Some people love it, some people hate it. yeah, some people love it or some people hate it. So it's funny. They have I think they're coming out with another one, right? Like another Rust. Because I know that's like a big thing that everyone's into too. Expedition 33 will probably be game. It's really that good. Yes, that's what I like. Because you said it's good, Sanchez, I have to get it now. I will throw that onto my list right now, actually. I'll put Expedition 33. Okay, so on my list so far, I got Expedition 33. I got Oblivion Remastered. Originally, I was supposed to. I tried to reach out to try to get it, but I didn't get no response from Bethesda. Oh, and are you guys also excited about Doom Dark Ages? Because that looks like that's going to be really good too. Let me know what you think of that. Doom Dark Ages looks excellent. Because that's one of those games that I'm really excited for. You know what we didn't do just quite yet? We haven't done the happy birthday song for Jonah just yet. We will do it again soon. I don't know if it's a good idea to give him another cake though. Because it's funny too because now I gotta really watch his count. I wish they had something for a dog where I can just like wrap how many calories he burns throughout the day, so then we know exactly how much to feed him. Oh, thanks, Circuit. I appreciate it. I really do. Hopefully, also everybody here, I forgot to share it throughout this whole time too, and feel free to join our Discord channel. Our Discord channel is right here. I'll send it out. And if you need any help with PC or tech stuff, everybody in here will definitely help out. If you need any, I don't know why it does this. So many prompts. I'm just putting one thing. I gotta fix that piece of code. Try it on Game Pass. You can also buy it as soon as the game comes out. You know what's the funny thing is, I don't have Game Pass, but I've heard I get asked that all the time. Do I use Game Pass? Personally, to me, I don't use Game Pass because the main reason is, let me just switch this. The main reason why I don't use Game Pass is because I mostly game everything on Steam already as it is. But if I try out a game, what I would do is I would just go and get it on Steam anyway, just to see how it is. And if I don't like it, I would just get a refund then. But I'll definitely try it because I'm a fan of turn-based RPGs, so I would certainly appreciate it, I would think. I enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3. That was actually the first D&D game I've ever played, and it was a lot of fun. I really loved it. So playing Expedition 33, it sounds like definitely a type of game I would play. So I'll definitely try it out, Sanchez. I'll throw that right into my list up there with Oblivion and Doom Dark Ages, which looks like it's going to be a great game as well. Do you guys know if it has multiplayer in there as well? I'm just curious if it does. That would be pretty awesome if it did. But I'll definitely check that out. And for anybody that's just coming in, I'm Chris Mizo. We talk about PC and tech here. So you feel free to ask any question you would like. If you want to ask about Jonah's birthday, he's right here. I'm sure he'll answer you. But you just fell asleep. And of course, we're going to have to sing him the happy birthday song, especially that he just turned 13. We definitely will do that. 13-year-old Jonah. And it's funny too because I never would think time would go by that fast. Because when I first had Jonah, he was just a puppy. He was only 2 months old. So I remember picking him up from the adoption agency. And when I picked him up, he was literally the palm size of my hand. He was this small. So I had to carry him into the car. And he just didn't want to let go. So I just held him throughout the whole drive. And, but yeah, now he's already 13 years old. And slightly overweight with arthritis. But I'm glad he's doing better. He doesn't walk as long as he used to, which is pretty sad because he used to like enjoy his walks where he would walk all around like the whole community, but now he just kind of like prefers much more of a shorter walk and then kind of walks back over. But maybe I'll feed him another cake. I don't know. But yeah, he would definitely destroy this. The good thing is this cake has no flour or anything like that. There's no real carbs in here. It's just peanut butter and banana, and that's it. And it's actually really easy to bake. It only took like about, I think, 20 minutes to bake it. You just mix that with an egg, and it actually comes out just like this. So there's no issues. So if you're looking for like a flourless recipe like that for your dog and you want to give that to them, I would highly suggest just using banana, egg, and just egg, banana, egg, and of course peanut butter, because you need to have some sort of oil in there for it to not stick. I sent you some pics of my PS3 game collection. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at that real quick. Let's see. Oh wow, you got a whole stack of them. That's not just some collection. That's like about like what, like 30? That's like, it looks like about like 30 or 40. Yeah, moderation, exactly. I'll probably give one the next day. You bought an RTX 5070 for $5? No, that's actually a decent price. I'm assuming that's 550 USD. No, that's a decent price, honestly. Yeah. The 5070, again, I compared it to the RTX 3080. What was it? Maybe, I think it was just that regular RTX 3080, not the Ti. I forget which one it was. It was either RTX 3080 or 3080 Ti. But either way, I mean, it does perform really well compared to if you're upgrading from the 30 series. I think he was talking about the food moderation. I think he was talking about the cupcakes for Jonah. I think he's also a little bit concerned about it. He doesn't want him to be overeating as much. But so going back onto anybody that's just like coming in or anything like that and just curious about what we're talking about, we're just talking about some of the game releases such as GTA 6, Claire's Expedition 33. We were talking about Second Rally. It's quite a few games actually, and some were not just released, but talking about all the different games that were out there that are worth getting, especially since we gotta wait for GTA 6 anyway. So you might as well just go back to your library and play all the different games that are available. So I managed to find a 5070 for MSRP. It's PMY brand. What do you think? Well, the thing about PMY, I think they're not bad, honestly, because really, when you really think about it, PNY isn't really doing much with the board. The only thing that they're doing is adding an AIB to it, which is their fans. That's it. Some people don't like PNY because you don't have those extra accessories like for the RGBs, or you don't have the extra accessories for the like the extra software that some of these other GPU manufacturers give you, such as Gigabyte and ASUS. They give you a lot of pluses when it's from somebody like them. PNY is more minimal, and some people prefer more minimal. And but give it some tests, see how you like it. I would run some stress tests on it if you'd like, and see how well you like it. PNY actually was like a really reputable company prior to like all this bad talk about them, because before they actually used to create a lot of different products. They they actually used to create RAM. They also used to create even not hard disks, but they also created like different products like memory sticks and things like that. They've always been around and they've been solid, and it's not like they're like this brand new brand nobody knows or talks about. PMY has been solid, especially from back then, from what I remember from testing their RAM sticks and everything. They were a solid company. So probably like $100 in games. Yeah, I got 41 PS3 games, probably like $100 in game. Yeah, I mean, I can see the collection for sure. It's but I gotta say, like when it comes to the, I ran Firmark stress test for an hour. Everything seems stable. Any suggestions on what software? No, Firmark's like a great way to test it. Usually, I like to do in-game tests too. Like I'll run like say like Cyberpunk 2077 for like as much as I can. And unfortunately, with games like that, you either can write a script for it to loop, or you can either just loop it yourself. Just manually hit loop, run the game every like 5 to 10 minutes, because usually that's the best way to tell if it's more in-game stable, in my personal opinion. But Firmark's definitely one of the top ones out there. That, and I would also test on something like Wukong, because Wukong's very demanding. If you go into something like 3D Mark, 3D Mark is also good, but the only problem is if you are using any overclocks, or if you're not overclocks, but more like undervolting now, since we're more into like the undervolting side of things here. Oh, no scratching. But since we're on the undervolting side, they kind of override those settings, and it's not good to use 3D Mark for that sense. It's better to use something like in-game software such as Cyberpunk 2077 or Wukong, or even Monster Hunter's Wilds is really good to test on because it's Unreal 5. DirectX 12 games, you could go Tomb Raider. Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, PNY is an excellent company. Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like they get this bad reputation for no reason. Honestly, I feel like I would trust PNY even more than Zotac, because I know PNY a lot longer than Zotac has been around. So I would definitely, it's definitely up there. I wouldn't worry about a PNY GPU. Now, if you were to resell it, for some reason, some people kind of back off from it. But honestly, they do make some decent products, for sure. But MSI GeForce RTX 5070 Ti Shadow 3. This is no, that's a decent model to get, actually. The MSI GeForce RTX 50, yeah. MSI is actually decent. From when I tested their GPUs, it seems like MSI has like they're one of the lower sides, like when it comes to coil line. Like if you really care about coil line and that type of issue, or if you're also, they're also really stable cards too, that they're less likely to have issues as well. So MSI is a great brand to go if you choose to go get it. Now the 3X overclock, now more than likely that's probably going to, I'm assuming that it's probably like a triple fan one. Let me take a look at it. This Shadow. I'm familiar with their cards, but I'm trying to think which one is Shadow. The only card I don't really like too much from MSI is the Ventus, because it's like the real basic model, and that one's just okay. Now, oh yeah, okay, this one is, no, that's one looks like the Trio Shadow. Yeah, no, that's a sick card, actually. It doesn't look like there's, I think that, I guess they call it Shadow because this is more of like a kind of like a blackout edition card. That would make sense. And no, that's a dope card, actually. That's a good pick. But it says, oh, okay, and that's a standard 50. Because for a minute, I thought my eyes were messing with me. That I saw 670. That couldn't be right. That was for the standard F5070, not for the 5070 Ti. I also managed to snag a 7800 X3D for $350. Do you think that's a good deal? Absolutely a great deal. Great deal. If you want to spend extra money for a CPU, then yeah, go ahead and get the 9800 X3D. But honestly, the 7800 X3D is perfect. Especially if you do, you can always upgrade in the future anyway, because it's not like AMD is finished with this generation of AM5, that they actually are going to push more further and actually have the 10,000 series on AM5 as well. 10,000 series, of AMD will be the last generation that is on AM5. So whoever has an AM5 board made a great decision, because they've been on AM5 for since 2022. Yeah, 2022. They've been on AM5 since then. They don't plan to change out of it until, what is it? Probably like 26? More than like, no, 20, maybe actually later, 27 actually. So you won't see like anything new from like AMD, like on the whole AM6 side, until probably like 27. About 27. So again, plenty of time. And Alexander the Great says, I like older PC cases, like the Cooler Master Storm. I absolutely loved Cooler Master when they came out with their cases. They have excellent cases. I've always liked their half cases, which is where it has that big 200 millimeter fan or 240 millimeter fan that is in front of them. The half cases have always been like top tier, and definitely one of my more favorite cases when it comes to Cooler Master. And eventually I feel like they're going to make a strong comeback, especially when it comes to the full cases, because when it comes to those full cases, you have so much more room to work on them compared to these mid-tower cases. But now it seems like everything's either mid-tower, or it's a or if it's a smaller like micro ATX or ITX type of tower or case. So Nick says the 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes for $430, or the RTX 5070 for so if you had to choose between the two, a 5060 Ti for 16 gigabytes or 5070 for, I would still have to go, I would still go 5070. Yes, you get more VRAM on the 5060 Ti, but here's the thing. Even though you got more VRAM, they're honestly not as fast as their predecessors. They can't beat out the 40 series when it comes to like the 4070s, the 5060s. So that's why I would say go 5070. The 5070 would definitely be better in that sense, and it has much more quicker memory bus compared to the 5060. So I still had the return window for my 5070. I'm thinking if I should. No. Yeah, you're good, Nix. If you play Counter-Strike, absolutely not. You really don't need the extra VRAM. And honestly, a lot of the games out there, most people will not exceed. 16's good. 16's like the sweet spot. But if you go any further than that, like once you go up to like 20 and more, it becomes like unnecessary, unless you're going to these unnecessary levels of ridiculous path tracing and you want to go into some sort of you want textures in every little detail on the map, then that's when it matters. But honestly, you're good with the 5070, 100%. What do I think of ASRock Mobos? That's a great question. Yeah, for sure. I'll let you know, Alex, once I get Worth on there. What I think of ASRock Mobo. Originally, I always felt that they were way underrated, right? They were way underrated. Great motherboards when it comes to ASRock. But here's the thing. This is the whole but coming in. When it comes to AM5, I'm a bit disappointed in them. They were always solid prior to them. They were actually even close to competing with your bigger brands such as MSI, ASUS, Gigabyte. They were really up there. In fact, I look at them like as almost to that level. They were close, especially when they had the Tai Chi boards. Now, this is where they really effed up here, is the fact that when they had the AM5 issues with their sockets, and they said that it was because of dust, that if you install say a 7800X3D onto it, that it was because that the board has dust inside of the socket. That is one of the most asinine things I've ever heard of, especially when it comes to PC building. Every PC part that you may get may not be perfectly clean. There may be a little bit dust, that's normal. But to say that it's because that dust was on that socket, that just doesn't make any sense, because then how would you clean the socket? you're not going to brush it off. Don't get like a toothbrush to try to clear it out. I honestly thought they were pretty good company, but as of now, I'm kind of iffy about them. So, especially when they blamed it on dust. So they really have to recover from their fumble, I have to say. So, the more you buy, the more you save. Absolutely. Gotta listen to the great Jensen Huang. The more you buy, the more you save. Just like one guy just bought a RTX 5090. He says, you know what? Since I can't play PhysX games, I have my RTX 3060 laying around. Let me throw that in. So not only is he running a RTX 5090, but he's also running a RTX 3060 for his older games. So the more you buy, the more you save. It might sound ridiculous to some, but well, I gotta say, it is absolutely ridiculous. Why would you need to hook up two GPUs when one GPU, especially the RTX 5090, should be able to do it anyway? Just to let you know, there's dust in here right now. Oh, inside of your PC. Perfectly normal to get dust. That's unavoidable. In fact, I know from my dog chilling in here, Jonah. I know from him just chilling around here, it's going to get dust. Just make sure to remember to clear it, because you may be surprised how much dust is actually in it. I remember when I popped off the front of this PC, you could see all his hair caked up on it. And I just had to, luckily everything's magnetic and easy to do now. Take off the magnetic filters, just clear it out, and that's pretty much it. You'll be good to go. So, normal to have dust, just remember to clean it, because that can affect performance and heat issues and all types of problems. And is the socket issue from a specific model of ASRock? Because I'm using the B850 ASRock Pro or S from the 7800 XTD. Should I switch? Well, if you already have the motherboard and you're experiencing zero issues, I wouldn't worry about it. This happened specifically to those who installed a 9800 X3D. I haven't heard of any other cases besides that, but they were claiming that it was, at first they were saying it's AMD's fault, they think, because it was burning out at a very specific point to where you would see like a burnt spot. Specifically, I remember it was on like the right side of the processor. You would see like a little burnt circle. And people noticed the decrease in performance, and they smelt like a burning smell. So as they took off the processor, they noticed that. Now, it turns out it wasn't the AMD processor. Instead, it was ASRock's board. Now, I can't say the model off the top of my head. It was not the Pro or S. I think it was like the Steel Legend, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it was the Steel Legend that had these issues. It was that, and I think it was one other board, but it was all specifically ASRock because that really indicated that it wasn't really the processor itself anyway, because it would happen on other motherboards anyway. So they ended up sending it into the lab. So the ASRock lab techs took a look at it to see what exactly was wrong with the product. They took a look and said, "Oh, it must have been dust on here," and just said, "Let's just give a PSA about." That there's dust inside of a AM5 socket, so make sure to clear it out before you install a processor on there. But for you to switch over, not necessary. You're probably, if you're experiencing zero issues, and again, it's not going to be everybody when these type of issues occur. So if it does happen, it's going to happen to a very minimal audience or a minimal consumer base that did buy these boards, that it should not affect everybody out there. If you're concerned, I will send you a link on Discord, and I will see. I think ASRock, they haven't really said too much about it. I don't think they have any type of service for it, but honestly, I wouldn't worry too much about it, especially if you're not running into issues. Not everybody's going to run into problems when it comes to PC issues such as that. Very rare occasions that they do happen. So what do I think of AM6? Still very early. Okay, I'll make sure to, I'll take a look at that too. What do you think about AM6? Now, what I think of AM6 is, I think with AM6, that it's going to be, it's really early to tell, but more than likely, you can certainly expect from AM6 that it's going to have PCIe Express 6. That's when they're gonna start changing up the generation. I don't think they're gonna push like DDR6 just quite yet. Maybe they will. It would make sense if they did, but I don't think we're gonna see anything from that just yet. Because again, we're still with PCI Express 5, we're just getting into it. So maybe in a couple years, I know they're in the process of PCI Express 6 right now, and it's practically out, but not in the consumer side. It's more on the business enterprise side. They have PCI Express 6 already. Now for DDR6, they're either going to focus on that. I don't know if you guys remember the whole the CAM RAM. I don't know if they're really going to put any focus on that. I think that's one of those ones that were kind of, that's just going to end up fading away. And we'll probably end up focusing more on DDR6. So I think it's going to be completely different. And also, I have to say, it's going to be expensive. It's expensive as it is now, but it's going to get more expensive once it gets to that generation. Because as when everything is new, it's just going to cost a lot. Just like if you guys remember when DDR5 first released, people were spending about $300-$400. In fact, people were selling it on eBay, their DDR5 RAM, because it was so hard to get. They were selling it for $1,000 for just a case of DDR5 standard 32 gigabyte of RAM. Now you can go into any Micro Center or Best Buy and be able to get DDR5. So again, when it comes to new releases such as that, expect to be more of the prototype phase, and that you're going to be like practically the testing dummy, similar to like the whole 50 series when that got released. And it's still quite the mess, even though we should be past the testing phase practically. But I think it's definitely going to be a lot quicker, but I don't expect anything like really big out of it, except maybe we would see maybe more built-in AI influences, like similar to like MPUs like Intel was really pushing for a little bit. We'll probably see more of something like that in processors. Eventually they'll probably push it into GPUs too, I would think, to where you won't really have to tune it yourself. Like technically everyone's going to prefer just to tell the AI to like tune the PC to the way they want it. So I could see that coming too. So that's what I would think where we are in the future. AI seemed like it was going to be like a flash and pan. Like it was just going to be like a quick come and go type of thing. But it seems like now it's more integrated into everything technology wise. So I could see more prompts from when you're building a PC, especially if you're into the BIOS. Just imagine you can just tell AI exactly what you want and what you expect, and it will be able to set it with you instead of manually looking for the parameters that you need to change up in your BIOS. So I could see that coming. That would be the bigger change more than the next generation of PCI Express 6 or DDR6. So worth yeah, I bet it is. I'll definitely click on it and I'll take a look at it and see exactly how it looks. I'll open it up in just a little bit. But yeah, that's what I think of everything that's going to happen with AM6. Intel is what I'm really curious about. They're more the wild card because Intel says that 18A is supposed to be their game changer. Originally, it was noted that it was going to be very competitive compared to TSMC's 2nm node, but it's supposed to be. But now, like, people have looked over it and said, "Wait a minute, it doesn't really match the 2nm node. It's more closer or so to the 5nm node." And now that has changed somewhat. Not necessarily a bad thing. There's a lot of factors that go into it. The smaller the chipset, the more quicker it can heat up. And at least like when it's a little bit bigger, it can dissipate the heat quicker. So we have to see what Intel will produce. It's just a shame that they have to switch over to another socket, especially because they just came out with Z890. And once they switch over to this other socket, I feel like Z890 is going to be one of those ignored generations from Intel. almost like what they did with the 9th and the 10th generation of Intel, like where they were just way too similar. But except Intel realized a lot sooner and is going to practically cancel out the whole 285K and 265K and go in a whole different direction. I'm not even sure what they're going to call it now, honestly, but I can certainly see that. Also, War Thunder is for sure. I might get infantry soon. Soldiers, do you think the GPU market would ever get back to stable prices? Any solution on how to deal with scalpers? That's a great question. The best thing I can recommend to do is go in places like go into some sort of stock tracker. There's a lot of them out there. I can recommend some to be able to catch a GPU. They're certainly a lot easier to get your hands on for sure. So in order to the scalping has kind of cooled off a bit because a lot of those scalpers, they ended up not purchasing as much because they know the market's getting more saturated with GPUs. So you can definitely get your hands on them. Just make sure to have your hands ready and be alert for it, and have your alert all the way turned up so that way you can be able to get it. And usually you'll be able to get them like between, I'd say, like around 2 to like 4 a.m. In the morning typically, and this is from what I've seen Eastern time at least. It may vary may vary by region, so depending on the region that you're in, it might be a different timing, but keep your eyes open. Usually in the middle of the night seems to be best. More than likely you'll be able to nab one without an issue. You might have some issues trying to get it at first, but I'm more than certain you'll be able to get your hands on one if you are trying to be able to purchase a GPU, regardless if it's NVIDIA or if it's AMD or even Intel. So you can definitely get your hands on it, and the pricing, again, it won't be any different from a stock tracker. It's going to be exactly the same. They might throw affiliate links in there because you are using their tracker, but at least you know that you're paying the right price for it, and that you should be able to get your hands on it. Scalping is still bad even in the UK. Now, I can say for the scalping side, just like what Alex is saying, I can say for the scalping side, it's still going to continue to be like pretty rough, especially in the day if you're trying to get it, because they're going to be out there, these scalpers, with their bots, and just kind of demanding their supply. But for those who are willing to wait a little bit, like overnight to say, and be able to purchase a GPU, they have been consistently stocking within like each day, I can say. And I mean, they've been stocking a lot, like from all brands, from Zotac, from MSI, I've seen ASUS, and I've also seen Gigabyte. So they are certainly stocking up way more than the prior weeks. So more than likely, it's going to get a lot more normal within the next couple weeks. I would say you would see more normal supply to where you can just go online, just easily purchase it without any hesitation. So if you just have like a little bit more patience, you can always wait like a couple more weeks if you don't want to try to nab one like in the middle of the night. But they should have a lot more, especially after Computex. You can certainly expect like a lot more supply then, because that's what they're practically promoting, is the whole GPUs and PC hardwares when it comes to Computex. So definitely you can see it then. Has ASUS fallen off? Well, the thing with ASUS, I don't think ASUS really has fell off any. I think it's more so that ASUS has a lot of issues when it comes to like the public relations side. So they've ran into problems with, say, when it comes to the whole like motherboard sides, like where they were having problems with that. Then they were having issues with, what else was it? It's mostly like motherboard issues, it seems like, especially when it came back from the Z690s and mostly the Z690. There was issues when it came to their newer boards, when it came to release latches, there was issues. They ran into several issues, but nothing extraordinary. Like nothing to the point where it got to the point where they fallen off. But I still say ASUS is still one of the more solid companies out there. Most of their products don't have issues, but every once in a while they do have their mistakes for sure, because they built so much. The only thing is they build so many products because they tried to get ahead of everybody, that they don't really have the quality control check part of it. I feel if they could just get the handle on that, then I think they would be really solid. It's just that they tried to beat all these other companies out with the punch, because I gotta say the people that do work for ASUS are very good at what they do, and they're very smart people too. So I have a lot more confidence in ASUS compared to say like ASRock. Nick says, I remember when getting a reasonably priced GPU was as easy as getting a chicken nuggets. Yeah, I remember like when I ended up back, like when I was working like at my old job, like when I was a lot younger, I was able to just go into Best Buy, and I remember I thought I'm never gonna buy a $600 GPU again, and $600 was like for like the premium of the premium of the premium GPUs, and when you got their GPUs, that you knew that it was like the top, it was top tier, it was like a 6800, it was something like that, it was a what was it? Something 6800. I ended up getting like before, and then I was upgrading from that to like something like the, was it 960 or 970? And when I went to that, I ended up going right to Best Buy, purchased it for like $300, and that was it. It was that simple. And now, like if you go and try to purchase a GPU, yeah, sure, you're going to run into quite a bit of trouble. In fact, like we went to Micro Center a couple months ago, and we went to go check out the cells, and all they had left was 3060s, and they had 6600 XTs, and they had, what else? And 4060s, and that was it. They didn't have anything else. They had a couple of Intels, but that was it. But the old ones, the ones that Intel first came out with, which was really not that great. But they have certainly improved on that side of it. But I gotta say, for sure, we have to do. I wanted to get the ASUS GPU due to the military grade claim. Do you think it makes a difference? If you had to choose between a PNY for MSRP or ASUS for the $100 markup, which would you choose? That's a really tough question, I have to say. That's an excellent question on top of it. So Nix is asking about that, about the military grade claim. Now, when companies claim it's military grade, it's honestly, it's not going to be that much of a difference, I gotta say, first off. So this whole military grade part of it doesn't make sense, especially when it comes to PCs. You're not going to you're not getting shot at, or you're not getting bombs thrown at you or anything like that. So let's throw that out the window first. Now, ASUS comes excellent with what I would look forward more than the whole military claim is the whole software side of it. Like when it comes to monitoring voltage, when it comes to their side of it, when it comes to making sure that the GPU is stable, that is the best part, I would say, more or so than the whole military claim side. Now, when it comes to the whole PNY is excellent as well. Again, you're just playing Counter-Strike, so it doesn't really matter if you go to ASUS unless you're planning to do more overclocking, and if you care about more enthusiast type of work on a GPU. So I would say I think you made a solid choice sticking with PNY. If you're not playing too many other games besides Counter-Strike, I would just stick with PNY. So Alexander says, my broke ass would be happy with a 3060. I hear you. A lot of people are feeling that way. They feel that GPUs have gotten out of control in pricing. So, and it really has. Let me see. I'm thinking of How about we sing Jonah the happy birthday song? I didn't realize it was so late like that. Sorry, Jonah. I have a USB laying right in front of you, too. How about we sing happy birthday to Jonah here? Do you want to see what type of reaction he gets? Let's see. Oh, you guys can see him, right? And let me make sure my wife is watching here, too. Text her real quick, because I know she wants to be part of the celebration. Let's see. I'm just letting her know now and see if she'll hop on for the whole birthday song for Jonah. He seems like he just wants to sleep more than anything. He looks like do not disturb me. Jonah, he is a miniature schnauzer. He's like a little mix, but he's supposed to be like has like a bit of miniature pincher in him, but he definitely looks like a miniature schnauzer with no problem. Okay, gee. Jeez, you got me to be very excited for him. Right now, he looks like he's at peace, so it'll be pretty funny. I didn't want to like do any candles or anything like that because I think it would just be a little bit crazy. So have you seen a Pomsky? No, I have not seen a Pomsky. I definitely got to see one. Let me see. Let me look up what a Pomsky is. I have an idea of what a Pomeranian and a Husky. Oh, that I kind of guessed that. Let me just see if I'm correct. Go grab. Okay, I'll grab them. No, because I got console players. You can. How about I lift them up and bring them up to the camera instead of showing them through the Jonah cam? Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just pick them up. Do candles? Okay. Let me see if I can get candles. All right. Let me. Oh wow, they look pretty cool actually. I just see what they look like now. Okay, perfect. All right, so let me go grab the candles real quick. I gotta go find the candles, and then we can do the whole happy birthday song. Yeah, Pomps. I gotta see one in person. So they're the size of a Pomeranian, it seems like. I'll be right back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here, buddy. I think he's expecting something too. All right. Put the cake here. Set that up. That's how it's looking so far. Light him a candle. There we go. Bring him onto the camera. Let's see, you can see him right. Let me bring it up here so you guys can see him better. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jonah. Happy birthday to you. There you go. See your cake? That's the cake right there. Pull it out for you. Yay! 13 years old, buddy. I'll just give you half. Because you had one earlier. I can't afford you getting fat now. Because we don't want him to get any more arthritis issues as it is. Yeah, he is spoiled. It smells really good, Jonah. Give him his cake. Right there. There you go, buddy. Ate it with one within a second. And now he's looking at me for more. Well, that's it for today. I can't give you any more than that. And you see how greedy he is, how quick he's out licking up his plate. "13 years old. Hopefully many more years after that. Does everyone else have dogs in here too? Or do you have a cat? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys have? I can't believe I had this dog for 13 years already. Admit how time goes by. Yeah, he's literally a teenager now. It's insane, right? 13 years old. I remember when our family dog, unfortunately, he only got to live up to 12. But now, like having our own dog, just like Jonah, like it seems like their years definitely expanded over the years for sure. Because he's like really healthy for his age. Besides his, of course, the normal arthritis, but other than that, he's been excellent. I used to have a Pomsky that I miss so much. Oh wow, yeah, Pomskys are really good dogs. It's funny. We've actually watched a few Pomskys. I think. Yeah, he destroyed it within 1 second, one bite, and that was it. And I gotta show you his reaction right now. He's just show you what he's looking like. There he is. He had, that cake had no chance, right, Jonah? Oh, also everybody that's coming in too, I gotta mention, make sure to join the giveaway too if you haven't been part of it. It's on the website. It's going to be in the description box. I'll just type it out for you guys. It is right here. It's going to be on the bottom of the page. You'll see Jonah actually holding the gift because that is our logo. So if you're wondering what the logo is, that's Jonah with his RGB glasses, because that's how much he loves PCs. He's always in here. You have oh really? You have 3 dogs. What type of dogs do you have? I got it now. That's awesome. And don't you hate it when dogs give you, not really hate it, but it's just like you can't help but want to give them more anytime they give you this look. It's because they know that you'll give them food when you give them this look, so you just, you got to control yourself from that. Right? You know you'll get your way if you keep begging, right? Golden Retriever, that's an excellent dog. You know, I've always wanted like a large like golden lab, like golden retriever type of dog. I think they're fun dogs, especially they seem like the type that really enjoy swimming and doing a lot of activities like that. Oh, let me show you this. He'll give a pound. Jenna, sit, sit, sit. Jenna, sit. Sit. Come here. Sit. Good. Pound it. Yeah. Happy birthday, buddy. Pound it. Yeah. I want a Doberman. I know. I saw your text. Staffies, I love them. Just give him love instead. Yeah. Exactly. That's all you can do. Just give him tons of love. And I know after this he's gonna have to get that special bath of his, because he had this issue with his skin, like where it was like almost like dandruff like. So the vet gave me the shampoo where I have to wash him twice a week, but it seems like it helped a lot. Now his coat's like a lot more healthier and shiny, and I'm glad that he's like healthy on all ends. But again, like his arthritis is the issue, but other than that, he's pretty healthy. I got 2 cats right now. Oh yeah? How old are your cats? I know cats can live around for a long time too. I think my aunt had her cat like for, what was it? 18 years, I think it was. It was a long time. I'm sure he appreciates everybody coming in to wish him a happy birthday. Hopefully he loses some weight within the next week, because he has another appointment. He has a follow-up appointment. They're probably going to weigh him again just to make sure. And the funny thing is, I don't even overfeed him like that. It's just I make sure he gets like a treat after every walk. So the vet just said, don't give him any more treats after walks. Oh yeah, I do remember you sending it. That was like some of the first pictures you were sending me there. Is there a medicine for arthritis? Yeah, so he takes medicine for it. Like usually when he has like his real pain, he'll take like a pill for it. I think it's called like gabapentin. He'll take that if he's like in real pain. But luckily he hasn't had any real pain. So we give him Librela shots. The Librela shots really help him to manage his pain. They've been great. So the only thing is like somebody I know said that they had a reaction from a Librela shot. One of his dogs did, and that's after taking 3 shots. But luckily, he seems like he's been really good with it. I think he's up to, this would be his 5th Librela shot, but he's been pretty good with it. And every time after he takes it, he seems like he gets like a lot more energy, and he'll want to walk around and actually do things. But you can tell like once it starts to like wear off, he'll start to kind of like not move as quick. He won't follow you as quick. Again, you want to see his face? Well, he has his back turned to me right now, so I'll turn him around right now. Let me see. Turn you around. Flip you like a pizza. There you go, buddy. Come here. There you go. His face in full throttle action. He's probably annoyed with all this spotlight on him. He probably just wants to sleep, to be honest. Oh, and we thank everybody for coming into the stream, joining Jonah's birthday. Officially 13 years old. I know this is like, if it doesn't seem PC related, technically it is, because he's our mascot. This is our mascot right here. That's Jonah, if you're wondering where the inspiration came from. It came from this little guy here. So he's a real big fan of RGBs. That's where he sleeps the most. He'll sleep next to the PC, and that's where he finds himself at peace. No problem. So I gotta say, thank you for everyone who has joined the stream. We both really appreciate everyone who's come in. Make sure to like and subscribe to the video, or if you are our follow and give it a like as well, or give it some love. Wish him a very happy birthday. My old golden retriever passed after he got oh, that's terrible. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Jonah, what side are you? Are you team green or are you team red? I think he's team sleep right now. I think Jonah is... We'll do that test next time. How's that sound? We'll do that one the next stream. We'll put actually AMD PC, and we'll put a GeForce, a RTX card next to each other. We'll have Jonah decide which one's best. How's that sound? Since he's a little bit worn out from his birthday activities. Can software like OpenRGB and Signal RGB work on any brands? It can, but the thing is, like, when it comes to OpenRGB, it has to be connected to your motherboard. That's the main key. So it doesn't matter what type of RGB brand you have, as long as if it's connected to the header of your motherboard, that is ARGB, it should work. Now, if it's standalone, if it has its own module, then more than likely it will not. So only if it's connected to the motherboard, then it will work. If there is its own module, then it certainly won't work with OpenRGB. So, or you have the option, most ARGB products, you can disconnect it from the module and just connect it directly to the motherboard, and then it can work with OpenRGB as it's working off the motherboard technically. Yeah, show a 5090 and the 9070. Exactly. I'll have them next to each other. How's that sound? I'll show him both, and he decides. And we'll put like whichever one he I'm thinking, like, what if I did it on like a cupcake, right? I just drew it, but I don't know if I have that good of hands with like icing, and kind of draw like an NVIDIA card and draw like an AMD card, right? And just have him select it that way, because he'll definitely choose. He'll definitely choose that way. But I thank you guys for everybody who's joined in. We both really appreciate it. And if you're not part of the Big One fan band, make sure you join us. And also make sure to join our Discord channel. It's completely free. If you have any tech questions, feel free to ask. Everybody in there is willing to help and willing to ask anybody, especially our moderator here, Alex. He's a great guy. So you can ask him any questions. He will certainly help you out. I don't really understand why GPU. Yeah, I know. It's the whole pricing. Hopefully that'll end up getting fixed, but give it time. Things will get better. Thank you everybody for joining in. I thank everybody for being part of the live stream. I may be live streaming later for those who want to watch any gameplay. Just let me know on Discord what you guys like. I'll send out my Discord channel once more. If you are on YouTube, you could go down to the description box and find it, or you can go to my website here. If you can't click it, if you're like on TikTok or something, you can just go here. And if you go to this website, you can just go ahead and join the Discord channel, and we can make a couple votes on what type of games that we can do later for today. But I appreciate everyone for coming in. We both do. And we'll make sure Jonah has a great birthday ahead of him. No problem, Nix. I really appreciate it. I'm surprised the animation didn't come up. Usually an animation of Jonah running by will show up. But yeah, I appreciate it, buddy. And thanks for everybody for joining. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk soon. I stream every Wednesdays and Saturdays if you're curious. Awesome, Death Striker. See you guys soon. Oh, wrong button there.